is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice.
So a recurrent topic over today's discussion has been that of technology, human growth, human progress, what we have done, what we should do. And why should it not be? We really are living in an extraordinary time and age. A millennia of human development have led straight to this very crucial point ever before. So let's take a look at our achievements. We have gone from 80% extreme poverty in the early 1900s to a world where the number is only 10%. Literacy has spread from a small elite to a world where 8 out of 10 people are now literate. Massive disruptions in healthcare and medicine have brought about an era where people like you and me are living healthier and longer than ever before. The point being is that we have improved. All of these things behind me over here didn't exist 15 years ago. And these play a very integral part of our lives right now, to a stage where we cannot imagine our lives without, let's say, Google Chrome, or WhatsApp, or Google Maps, Instagram maybe, Twitter. These are consumer goods. These are something that we need. And at this stage, we have forgotten that technology is improving at such a rate, is growing at such a rate, that the societal and ideological and ethical implications are no longer clear. So to address this kind of confusion with future technologies that are emerging right now, I like to think about the ballpoint pen. This ballpoint pen that most of us kind of disregard every single day was a historic innovation back in the early 1900s. Today, we have systems that are capable of perfectly mimicking human thought, and the gap in between is growth. So, in order to realize, in order to understand the underlying mechanisms of what drives these technologies and what the implications of these technologies might be, here we have a graph, as usual. So while this may be an oversimplification, I find it kind of useful. So firstly, we have good with control, good technology with control. These are basic garden variety technologies that we all have: iPhones, medicine, electricity, stuff that we use for our own good and the good of the society as a whole. Simple enough. Then we move into good without control, good technology that we don't have control over. An example of this would be the internet. So much amazing stuff has come out of the internet. It is basically the one-point stop for the sum total of human knowledge. Information sharing, social interaction. Basically, all in all, it's one of our greatest creations. It is also completely and irrevocably out of our control, mainly because of massive data improvements, data creation over the past few years. No single entity right now can control or direct the flow of the internet. Yet it is still good, because I like it. Next, we have bad without control. This is where things get a bit more serious. As many of you may know, some of science's inventions or discoveries have been corrupted into perverse uses that the inventors or discoverers did not intend it to have. We discovered how to split an atom, and not much longer, we had nuclear weapons. Instruments of mass disruption, and quite obviously not good. Yet, it was still a human hand, a human brain behind the system. And with a measure of diplomacy and governance, peace is still restored. We still have control. Good. Next is bad without control. This is where things start to get a bit confusing. We have systems that are converging together, that are assisting each other and improving each other. AI improves biotechnology in assisting researchers with developing new proteins, new drugs. AI and VR assists construction technologies. Basically, they form a self-sustaining system in which every iteration produces better results, better impact, better improvements than the previous. Yet we still don't understand what it mostly is because we don't have a precedent. We don't know how these conditions will be emulated. We don't know what causation reactions it will catalyze. And we don't know how to put forward governance plans for them. We need society to steer the direction of innovation. We need to understand that not all innovation is good. Tomorrow, someone can figure out a way to get coal out of the ground at a very low cost and a very high speed. No, that is not something that we want. We want something that, let's say, allows the use of low carbon emission technologies or solar energy systems. Basically, technologies that won't have an adverse effect, even a short-term to long-term adverse effect on us as a society. And that is innovation and technology. Basically, we need to understand that technology and innovation doesn't come in a snap. We need something called institutional innovations. These are policy or fiscal systems designed to move innovation in a way to incentivize certain parts of innovation, innovation that we want. We need to incentivize and improve ease of access and investing into new startups. We need to let people know that early adoption of new and good technologies is essential in maintaining the good aspect. So, yes, we are in a pretty good position right now. And technology has been a major part of it. And we need to maintain the good part, the good aspect, the aspect that allows us to venture into the future, make developments, spread ideas, and bring those ideas into tangible successes. And this is how we bring forth the ballpoint pens of the future, historical innovations, innovations that will shape the present. And as mentioned in Star Trek, which I believe is one of the most accurate representation of humanity's yearning for peace and progress, we as a species need obstacles. We need them to survive, because we remove these obstacles. Without them, we will perish and die. Not very cheerful, but it is the truth. We have problems, many of them which we have created for ourselves, but if we know anything through ab ovo iterations of history, it is that at the end of the day, we come out on top. And if data shows us anything, if we can learn anything from the past, it is that there's only one way which we can go from now on. And that is onwards and upwards. Thank you.